First at 5 tonight, a state public defender accused of breaking the law he swore to uphold.
Yeah, that's right. Prosecutors charged attorney Travis Schwantes with crimes relating to prostitution and abusing his public office.
12 News' Kendall Keys is live at the Milwaukee County Courthouse tonight, and Kendall, court documents detail a prostitution ring that included other people in the legal community.
Right, Kristen, there are a lot of public-facing people in this criminal complaint, including a former judge, other lawyers, public safety workers, and connecting all of these men is a prostitution hub of sorts on Milwaukee's near west side. So far, Travis Schwantes is the only one charged. He used to work here as a public defender defending suspects. Now he's finding himself on the other side of the law. You can find Travis Schwantes at the center of many high-profile cases in Wisconsin. He represented Stephen Zelich, a former West Allis cop convicted of killing 2 women during sex, then stuffing their corpses into suitcases. He spoke to 12 News during that trial in 2014.
Where 2 people meet together for consensual activity and something awful happens.
Here he is next to Jordan Fricke, convicted of killing Milwaukee police officer Matthew Rittner in 2019. And Schwantes even ran for judge in 2020.
Together we can make an enormous difference.
Now the state public defender, whom resigned in September, finds himself in legal trouble. Court documents detail a prostitution ring operating out of this apartment building near 29th and Kilbourne. Sex workers told detectives their clients included a retired judge, public safety workers, and several local attorneys. Investigators searched Schwantes' phone and found evidence prosecutors say connects him to sex workers at that building and at least 2 other sex workers. One of the women told detectives Schwantes told her how to thwart law enforcement and said she was doing everything right by working during the day. His Venmo account included a paper trail of payments to alleged sex workers with the subject line, "Justice" or "Just Us." He paid a woman $300 on August 24th, 2022, his birthday. That payment description, birthday cake. And investigators found a concerning memo in his Notes app. It reads, "Why do I think about paying money for sex? What is the impulse? A different body, a different way of being touched. But not love, crushing sadness and despair, loss." Prosecutors say Schwantes also lied on a government form in order to represent one of the women he paid for sex as a public defender. Schwantes did not come to the door of his East Side apartment Friday.
And Kendall, Schwantes is no longer with the state public defender's office.
No, Kristen, he went on leave in May when investigators seized his phone. Then he eventually resigned in September. His lawyer tells us he does not have a comment at this time. However, we did receive a statement from the Office of State Public Defender. They acknowledged the charges, saying representing our clients in accordance with the rules of professional responsibility are of utmost importance. While these are serious allegations, we must remember that all people accused of crimes are afforded the presumption of innocence.